This is a siren module. Sets up the code, of course, and when it gets the right signal, it'll alert siren. It's a real high pitch, annoying. Very annoying to me. Someone who didn't have very good high frequency hearing probably wouldn't annoy him very much. This is a very similar module. It's a chime module, so the sound is different. Instead of an annoying high-pitched noise, it does a little pleasant tune. So on my front porch here, I have a eagle eye stuck on the corner of the door there. That won't focus. There she goes slowly. Autofocus is not very good in this camera. It's one downfall of this Kodak. There we go. It's the eagle eye. That triggers that chime module inside the house. There is also an appliance module on the floor there that's not plugged in right now. And that goes to a plug strip that feeds my stereo, which I still haven't brought speakers back up to use. I wish I probably should have grabbed that one you had there. I didn't think I really had a good spot for it though. Anyway, I need to get a pair of speakers in here. I can spread out. I got some I want to fix, I just haven't gotten around to fixing them. That's going to be a video of that Fisher speakers. I'm going to try a different thing in each cabinet, see which one I like the best, and then eventually convert the other one to the other. The eagle eye is kind of a mixed blessing. Love it, hate it. It's only $10, I believe, thereabouts. Usually you have to buy it in a package or something else. But it's about a $10 item. The drag is you don't really get a warning when the batteries are getting low, so you really need to kind of schedule that. It takes two AAA alkalines. I suppose I could probably put lithiums in there for better winter performance. I probably should, actually. The drag about it is if batteries go dead too long, you lose your codes and you got to set the codes again. The codes are kind of a pain in the butt to set on these. You've only got two buttons, and you got to watch the LED flash and then enter the right sequence of numbers of button presses to do your letter code and then your number code. So it's kind of complicated to program. That's the biggest drawback. The third negative is they're kind of cheaply made. They're kind of made to stand out outside, and there is a rubber gasket around the battery door. But I always try to give them some kind of cover when I put them outside. This is a motion detector for my alarm system. That big unit here. The other thing in the side is just a smoke detector. It needs a battery. And my bedside lamp, of course, has a lamp module. One of the few lamp modules I actually have. I don't have many of those. I have mostly appliance modules. That's a security remote. That's the regular remote. Don't really need them both sitting here. The regular remote, the security remote will let me control devices 1 through 4 along with security functions. Of course, the other remote I can do up to 16 items, 8 at one shot. This is called a super power horn. One of two I have here. This light switch is X10 controlled. This is one with the local dimming. If you hold on to it, it'll dim the light in the room. Or if you hold on to it, it'll brighten the light in the room. It'll toggle between the two. The earlier version of these didn't have local dimming. Local dimming was disabled. There's a modification you could do to give it local dimming. The later ones have local dimming enabled. There's kind of pros and cons to either way of doing it. Mainly if you've got if you disable local dimming on all your switches, and of course your wall packs are all disabled by default. If there's no local dimming, then you can control them all with one control and have them all dim the same. Whereas if you have local dimming, they get out of sync with each other in terms of dim level. There's ways out of that though. You put the dim level all the way up, you go full brightness on the remote for the longest time, so they're all up to full brightness, and then you dim it down and they're all kind of synced back again. Another power horn, super power horn. One thing about these power horns is even if you find the main console for the alarm, these will still keep wailing until they get a command to stop wailing. So you can trash the main alarm and these are still going to be blaring. Another dimmer module, light module in the wall. And my alarm module, or alarm console, is mildly hidden here. Keep it tucked behind the curtain. It has two emitters on it for sound too. Of course, the curtain mellows it a little bit, but I got the other power horns going. And I always replace the 9-volt battery, backup battery, with one of these guys. 6 AA cells. The battery clip socket on them. We have substantial power outages up here. Been going for quite a while, so I don't want to lose my memory. This way I never do. Another motion detector. Another appliance module not hooked up to anything. This appliance module serves me by just making a clack whenever device 8 turns on or off, which is my spotlight outside. And since it's the 3-prong modules are stronger than the 2-prong modules, in terms of their latching, they'll stay latched if the power fails and comes back, or the 2 prongs will reset to off if power goes out. But the latching type, the 3-prong type, makes a loud clack when they're activated. So I'm using this one just for sound. And still another one turning the TV on. And another one I won't bother showing you, just in the closet. Turns my audio video stuff on. And these are all set to number device 1 here. So I hit 1 and I turn on all these audio video devices, including several in the barn. I used to have a whole assortment of antennas on top of my barn. Now I've got 2 UHF 4 bow tie arrays, and then 1 high band going way off towards Grand Rapids, over 100 miles away. And I've got preamps separated on them. The 2 UHS each have their own preamp, and they each have their own X10 module. And I gave them device 5 and device 6. This is just a keypad remote control. Turn my device 1s on and off from here if I want. Also device 2, it'll trigger all the way back to the house usually. This little unit with the antenna sticking up, stuck inside of my waste of power ultrasonic bug repeller, which doesn't really work, of course. Should just get rid of it. The thing with the antenna is an X10. See if I can get you a shot of it at all. Anyway, that's the X10 remote receiver. It does have one switched outlet on it, which I think is always set to number 1. I don't think you can change that. But it basically receives controls from the remote controls and puts them into the power line, X10 fashion. So I also have a X10 module there. That's for a preamp. That turns on one of the preamps for my antenna array, 5 or 6. I've got a super power horn here. Oops, zoomed the wrong way. Another super power horn. Way there under the TV set, in the corner some of my stuff. There's another module you can see there that turns the TV equipment on and off, the preamps, and the main power amp for the TV equipment, distribution amplifier, I could say. Is that about it in here? I think there's one more module in here somewhere. This orange RF cable is supposed to go to the barn. I didn't bury it though. It runs out to a sensor. So it's cut, of course. You can see the other half of it on the fence there. I need to repair that. I put some batteries back in this other sensor. I don't know if I'll walk all the way out to it or not. I got an eagle eye way off in the driveway here. Too far for the RF links to work. So I put it on a little stand as a driveway alarm. I've had so many attempts at driveway alarms and none of them have really worked. So this little stand here, well, I guess I took the eagle eye off of it. Yeah, it had an eagle eye mounted right on top of that antenna there. This antenna is hooked to that orange cable. The eagle eye sat right where those two holes are on the T fitting there. That's where the eagle eye was mounted to it. So that was a driveway alarm for quite a while. At the end of the driveway, about halfway down the driveway, at the end of the driveway I've got two pedestals, and that's where my AT Tiny is living with the distance detector, which is just set to go off if something voids a certain distance. So that's my current driveway alarm, which also needs a little tune-up. This is my X10 security light thing, PIR light. This unit has a real heavy switch in it. When it switches, you hear a real loud clunk, unlike most cheapy PIR units. This unit's been up here for a long ass time. Most of these PIR units don't last me very long. But this X10 unit really, for an X10 product, this thing has really held up for a long time. You know, 15-20 years, hasn't had a stitch of trouble. It's been a real good product. I've got other PIR lights like the one on the corner there that's triggered. That's not X10 though, of course. And I got these lights here hooked to a PIR light that's on the other side of the house, other side of the eave there, and that's not X10 either. It's just a conventional. And on my workbench I also have another one of these little keypad things. Oops, didn't really want to turn that on. Oops. No, I can't turn it off. Great. Anyway, I have it on number 2 here. We'll turn my bench on. So my whole bench is hooked to number 2. And I mean to set the clock module. I also have a clock module in the house. I need to set that so it automatically shuts us off a few times a day. So if it gets left on, the bench will be shut off. If I abandon it and walk away and forget about it, you know, for more than an hour or so, it'll shut it off. That's something I need to set up. Put a couple off cycles on number 2 just to make sure it never gets left on. What I wanted to show you here was what I was talking about with the switching power supplies. This is a switching power supply for that L.E.D project of mine. You can see how bright that thing goes. Where the heck is that thing? Oh, this is a different one for a different project. Anywho, now that that's plugged in, I won't be able to control the X10. Oh, make a liar out of me. Usually when that's on, it won't work. Huh, surprised it worked. Try to find the one that doesn't work. Got one hooked to that light. Anyway, well, this is the other one, I guess. I don't know if that's the right plug for it. But you get the idea regardless. Oh, well, here it is. Okay, and that's my real bright little LED thing. Still working good. Quite a little spatter. I think it's bright. But anyway, now that that's on, I usually can't control this. It's making a liar out of me. Huh. Here I am back in Twin Lake. I don't know if you can see this remote in front of me. This is my security remote on my keys. You can see I can turn the lights on in the house from the street here using my security remote.